हेलो ईरम जैताश्री तहा।
गुस्सा।
आवाज आ रही है।
गुस्सा। जी सर, मैं सोचने को हूँ।
आज का टॉपिक प्लांट वाटर रिलेशंस है। ये चैप्टर हमारे नीट में नहीं है, तो इसको पढ़ाया भी नहीं है मैंने अपने क्लासरूम प्रोग्राम में। तो इसको डिटेल में नहीं करेंगे हम। इसके अंदर जो क्वेश्चंस बनते हैं विल सी दैट पार्ट। आप मार्किंग्स ले लें। सो दिस इज प्लांट वाटर, सॉरी, चैप्टर 6। बहुत छोटा टॉपिक है, तो फटाफट इसमें क्या क्वेश्चन आएगा वो आप पढ़ लेना। इसके अंदर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन यू विल गेट इज प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ वाटर। तो वाटर के क्या प्रॉपर्टीज है, यू हैव टू सी दोस पॉइंट्स। तो यू नो वाटर इज लिक्विड फॉर्म एट रूम टेम्परेचर। रूम टेम्परेचर पे वो लिक्विड होता है। दिस इज द फर्स्ट पॉइंट यू विल राइट इन एग्जाम। सेकंड पॉइंट, water is the best solvent for most of the solutes. You can dissolve as many as solutes you want in water. It is inert inorganic compound, so it is inert inorganic compound. Inert means non-reactive. Something which is very non-reactive, you call it as what? Inert, and it has what? Neutral pH when it is in pure form. So you've got 4 points for the properties of water. First is what? It is liquid at room temperature. It is the best solvent for most of the solutes. It is inert inorganic compound with neutral pH. Due to this, water is best transporting. So water is the best transporting medium for dissolved minerals and food molecules. It is best aqueous medium for all biochemical reactions. You know enzymes are tertiary protein structure. मैंने आपको पढ़ाया था biomolecules में. And the tertiary protein structure or enzymes, since they are water soluble, they act in which medium? They act in aqueous medium occurring in the cells. It is an essential raw material for photosynthesis. So it is raw material for photosynthesis. Water has high specific heat, high heat of vaporization, and there has high heat of fusion. High specific heat means what? So it can carry large amount of heat at a time. So this is high specific heat, high heat of vaporization, and high heat of fusion. Due to this, it acts as thermal buffer. This These various properties are due to hydrogen bonds between the water molecules. So we've got some points for the properties of water. These points are: water is liquid at room temperature and it is the best solvent for most of the solutes. It is an organic compound with neutral pH. Water is best transporting medium for dissolved minerals and food molecules. It is best aqueous medium for all biochemical reactions. Essential raw material for photosynthesis. It has high specific heat capacity, high heat of vaporization, and high heat of fusion. Water act as thermal buffer. So these are the some points that you will be writing in exam if they'll ask you what are the properties of water. Next is we'll talk about water absorbing organ. The water absorbing organ is root. So we'll talk about root. Root is the main organ of water and mineral absorption. In terrestrial plants, plants absorb water in the form of liquid from the soil. However, so terrestrial plants, the plants that live on land, epiphytic plants like orchids absorb water vapors from the air with the help of epiphytic roots, having special tissue called velamen tissue. मतलब the terrestrial plants they absorbs water from the soil with the help of roots, and epiphytic plants, the plants that grows on another plant, they absorbs water from the air. हवा में जो वाटर डिजॉल्व होता है ना उससे वो वाटर ले लेते हैं एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ सम टिश्यूज कॉल्ड एज वेलामेंट टिश्यू. Typical root is divisible into four regions. When you look at the typical root is divisible into four regions. In the zone, it is the zone of absorption, epidermal cells, epiblema cells from unicellular hair-like extensions called root hair. So whenever you look at the diagram, you'll come to know it has some region. This is a root. So at the tip, it has what root cap. After this root cap, there has meristematics region. There is zone of elongation and zone of maturation zone. This maturation zone has this maturation zone has a root hair or root hair zone. तो आपको ये जो रूट हेयर जोन्स दिख रहे हैं इस रूट हेयर जोन्स में जो सबसे बाहर वाले सेल्स हैं दिस सेल्स आर कॉल्ड एज एपिब्लेमा सेल्स. This epiblema cells gives out processes like root hairs. So can you see this? This is right. You have to look at the structure of root hair. In the root hair, the layer is known as what? This is epiblema cells. In epiblema cells, some cells shows extension of the cytoplasm. This extension of the cytoplasm with the cell membrane gives out process called it has a large vacuole. Can you see this is large vacuole, right? So we'll draw this diagram. अगर क्वेश्चन आएगा तो रूट हेयर का root hair is cytoplasmic extension of epiblema cells. Each root hair may be approximately 1 to 10 millimeters long and it is a tube-like structure. It is colorless, unbranched, short-lived, ephemeral. Short-lived is something which is ephemeral and very delicate. It has a large central vacuole surrounded by thin film of cytoplasm, plasma membrane, and thin cell wall, which is two-layered. Cell wall is two-layered. Outer layer is composed of pectin, and inner layer is made up of cellulose. Silica. So outer layer is composed of what? Pectin, and inner layer is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is freely permeable membrane, but plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Now we'll talk about water available to roots for absorption. राइट, कौन सा पानी अवेलेबल है? ये क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट इसी हेडिंग में ही आ जाएगा, मतलब कि विच वाटर इज अवेलेबल फॉर रूट्स फॉर एब्जॉर्प्शन. तो वाटर, plants absorbs water from the rhizosphere. Rhizo means root and sphere means surrounding. So the micro environment surrounding the root is known as what rhizosphere. Water present in soil occur as gravitational water. So some water which is under the influence of gravitation moves into the deeper layer of soil, and it will not be available for the plants. So this is gravitational water. Hygroscopic water, the water which is present in the soil particles, and combined water and capillary water. Water percolates due to water percolates deep due to gravity in the soil is called gravitational water. This is not available to plants for absorption. Fine soil particles, so water which moves deep into the soil due to gravity, this is called gravitational water. और obviously roots उस water को absorb नहीं कर सकते. Fine soil imbibe or absorbs water and hold in it. This is called hygroscopic water. ये भी available नहीं होता. Roots cannot absorb it. तो roots ना gravitational water absorb कर सकते हैं ना hygroscopic water. Water present in the form of hydrated oxides. Some water in the soil is present in the form of hydrated oxides like silicon, aluminium, etc. is called combined water. It is not available to plants for absorption. Some amount of water is held in pores between the neighboring soil. This pores forms a capillary water. This water is called capillary water, and this capillary water is available for absorption. Now we'll talk about absorption of water by roots from soil. कैसे? देखो, पानी मुझे लीफ तक पहुंचाना है, तो पानी लीफ तक कैसे पहुंचेगा? मान लो ये एक प्लांट है. सपोज दिस इज अ प्लांट, and in this plant you have roots. These are the roots. So these roots will absorb water from the capillary water. ये कैपिलरी वाटर से पानी एब्जॉर्ब करेंगे, एंड आफ्टर एब्जॉर्बिंग वाटर they will conduct it with the help of xylem up to the leaf, and फिर ये लीफ में फाइनली जाएगा. तो यहाँ पे दो तीन चीजें पढ़नी होंगी. पहला है एब्जॉर्प्शन, दूसरा है दिस कंडक्शन इज नोन एज रेडियल कंडक्शन, मतलब रूट हेयर से पानी जो है वो रूट के जाइलम तक जाएगा. और तीसरा हो जाएगा ट्रांसपोर्ट. तो विल टॉक अबाउट एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ वाटर बाय रूट्स फ्रॉम सॉइल. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे रूट हेयर एब्जॉर्ब्स वाटर बाय एम्प्लॉइंग थ्री फिजिकल प्रोसेस. रूट्स जो है वो तीन तरीकों से पानी एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता है, दैट अकर सिक्वेंशियली विद imbibition, diffusion and osmosis. Imbibition, diffusion and osmosis. What is imbibition? Imbibition is swelling up of hydrophilic colloids. Imbibition is swelling up of hydrophilic colloids due to adsorption of water. Adsorption means the water will be added on the surface of the soil particle. Substance that adsorbs water or liquid is called imbibent. वो सब्सटेंस जो लिक्विड और वाटर एब्जॉर्ब करता है उसको इम्बिबेंट कहते हैं. एंड द वाटर और लिक्विड दैट गेट्स इम्बाइब्ड इज कॉल्ड इम्बिबेट. ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. द रूट hair cell wall is made up of pectic compound and cellulose which are hydrophilic colloids. During imbibition, water gets tightly adsorbed without the formation of solution. Imbibition continues till the equilibrium is achieved. In other words, water moves along the concentration gradient. Next is diffusion. Diffusion means to disperse. So diffusion can be defined as the movement of ions, atoms or molecules of a substance from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. The movement is due to kinetic energy of the molecules. Diffusion continues till an equilibrium is reached. Same happens with the diffusion as well. Thus, water passes into the cell by diffusion. Passes into the cell by diffusion through a freely permeable cell wall. Water is now at the interface of cell wall and plasma membrane. Next is diffusion results in the diffusion pressure, which is dP, which is directly proportional to the number of diffusing particles. Diffusion pressure of pure solvent. We'll talk about diffusion pressure. dP means diffusion pressure. Diffusion results in the diffusion pressure, which is directly proportional to the number of diffusing particles. More the dP, that is diffusion pressure, more the particles will diffuse. Diffusion pressure of pure solvent is always more than the diffusion pressure of solvent in a solution. प्योर सॉल्वेंट का जो वाटर है वो ज्यादा डिफ्यूज करेगा क्योंकि प्योर सॉल्वेंट में कोई सल्यूट नहीं है तो इट्स कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इज मोर. द डिफरेंस इन द डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर ऑफ प्योर सॉल्वेंट एंड द सॉल्वेंट इन अ सोल्यूशन, मतलब कोई भी सॉल्वेंट का प्योर फॉर्म में जो डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर है और सोल्यूशन फॉर्म में जो डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर है उनके बीच के डिफरेंस को हम डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर डेफिशिएट कहते हैं. डीपीडी, डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर डेफिशिएट. दिस क्वेश्चन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ये बोर्ड में बहुत बार आता है. व्हाट इज डीपीडी? तो डीपीडी इज नथिंग बट इट इज, मैं थोड़े से अलग कलर से हाईलाइट कर देता हूँ. डीपीडी इज डिफरेंस इन द डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर ऑफ प्योर सॉल्वेंट एंड सॉल्वेंट इन अ सॉल्यूशन. इट्स कॉल्ड डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर डेफिशिएट और सक्शन प्रेशर. द टर्म वाज कॉन्वे, ये नहीं याद रखना. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज वाटर पोटेंशियल. वाटर पोटेंशियल पे भी डेफिनेशन आता है. वाटर पोटेंशियल इज यूज्ड फॉर डीपीडी, डिफ्यूजन प्रेशर डेफिशिएट. इन colloquial language, the term DPD is actually a thirst of a cell. अगर लोकल लैंग्वेज में बोले तो DPD is what the thirst of a cell, कि सेल और कितना पानी पी सकता है. With which it absorbs water from the surrounding. Water around cell wall has more diffusion pressure. Cell wall के अराउंड जो पानी होता है उसका diffusion pressure is more than the cell sap. Due to this, water moves in the cell by diffusion. Diffusion is significant in plants in absorption of water, minerals, conduction of water against the gravity, exchange of gases and transport and distribution of food. So you don't have to look at this diagram. ये diagram आपको नहीं ध्यान देना इतना. Next we'll talk about osmosis. So this diffusion, imbibition and osmosis, these are the methods by which the root will absorb water from the surrounding. Next we'll talk about osmosis. It is a process by which water enters into the cytoplasm of the root hair cells. Osmosis is a special type of diffusion of solvent through a semi-permeable membrane. So whenever there is a diffusion occurring across the membrane, semi-permeable membrane, you know cell membrane is semi-permeable, right? So the cytoplasm of root hair cell contains minerals, sugars, etc. In other words, solution inside the cell is more concentrated, that is stronger than outside the cell, that is weaker. Therefore, solvent from weaker solution enters into cytoplasm, that is to stronger solution of cell through a semi-permeable plasma membrane. The migration of solvent is called osmosis. Water at the interface of the cell wall and plasma membrane enters into the cytoplasm of the root hair cells due to osmosis. So, with respect to the concentration and osmotic migration, three types of solutions you can recognize. This are this is important. You need to define this hypotonic, hypertonic, and isotonic solution. Hypotonic solution is weak solution or the strong solvent. You know whether when the solution is weak, that means the solute is less, and when the solute is less, you can say that the solvent is more strong. So this is low osmotic concentration. Hypertonic, something which is strong solution or weak solvent, where you will be having what high osmotic concentration. Isotonic, having such a concentration solution when there is neither gain nor loss of water in an osmotic system. Osmosis is of two types, exosmosis and endosmosis. So how will you define exosmosis? It is the migration of solvent from the cell outside. Exo means bahar jana. So that is when the solution is going, solvent is migrating from the cell to outside. It is exosmosis. It causes flaccidity of the cell. ये एक सेल है मान लो. तो ये सेल से whenever there will be loss of water, the cell will shrink of known as what flaccidity of the cell. Now next we'll talk about endosmosis. Endosmosis is nothing but it is the migration of solvent into the cell. Whenever the water moves into the cell, this is endosmosis. It causes turgidity of the cell. Turgidity मतलब cells फूल जाएंगे. And it increases the turgor pressure of the cell. Turgor pressure you need to define. Turgor pressure is the pressure exerted by the turgid cell sap to the cell membrane and the cell wall. For example, if I'm talking about, say for example, this is a cell. The cell is absorbing water and becomes turgid. So when it becomes turgid, now they will create pressure of the cell membrane and the cell wall. So the pressure created by the cell sap to the cell membrane and cell wall is known as what? It is turgor pressure. Turgor pressure when in a fully turgid cell, dPd is zero. dPd means what? Diffusion pressure deficit. This will be zero for this cell. So in a fully turgid cell, dPd is zero. This will be getting in one liner or one mark MCQ question. Cell wall being thick and rigid exerts a counter pressure on the cell sap. This is called wall pressure. Wall pressure in a fully turgid cell, Tp equals to wall pressure. That is, turgor pressure equals to wall pressure. Next is osmotic pressure. The pressure exerted due to osmosis is called osmotic pressure. So you need to see this. Osmotic pressure is the pressure of the solution which is required in opposite direction so as to stop the entry of the solvent molecules into the cell. So this definition you will be writing in exam. A diffusion pressure is the pressure of the solution which is required in opposite direction so as to stop entry of solvent molecules into the cell. More simply, osmotic pressure of a solution is equivalent to the pressure which must be exerted upon it to prevent flow of solvent across the semi-permeable membrane. You know, DPD, this mathematical or formular expansion is very important. Here, you know the DPD, which is diffusion pressure deficit. Diffusion pressure deficit is nothing but it is the thirst of a cell. DPD equals to OP, that is osmotic pressure minus turgor pressure, right? So it is turgor pressure equals to wall pressure sometimes. So in a flaccid cell, the cell which has lost water is known as what? Flaccid cell. Turgor pressure is zero, due to which dPd will be equal to osmotic pressure. Another, there will be high chances that the water will move into the cell because it is already flaccid. It has lost its water already. In a turgid cell, dPd is zero. So Tp equals to OP. सुनाई दे रहा है आप लोगों को? हेलो. दूसरी आवाज आ रही है, सुन रहे हो आप लोग? So the next we'll talk about facilitated diffusion. इसमें इतना इम्पोर्टेंट है नहीं, सिर्फ इतना याद रखना फैसिलिटेटेड डिफ्यूजन में कि membrane protein provides such sites for facilitated diffusion. The diffusion of hydrophilic molecule solutes has to be facilitated because the diffusion across the membrane is difficult. Hydrophilic molecule is a molecule which is water loving. Next is water potential. Water potential is what? According to the principle of thermodynamics, every component of a system is having definite amount of free energy, which is used to do work. Osmotic movement of a water is on the basis of free energy. Free energy per molecule in a chemical system is called its chemical potential. Chemical potential of water is called water potential. So what is chemical potential? Free energy per molecule in a chemical system. So chemical potential of water is called water potential. It is represented by Greek letter psi. Water potential of protoplasm is equal but opposite in sign to dPd. It has negative value. So water potential has negative value. Water potential of pure water is always zero. Addition of any solute in it decreases its psi value. अगर उसका हम कोई भी सोल्यूट डाल देते हैं उस वाटर के अंदर तो उसका psi value will be decreased. It has negative value. Next is dPd is now termed as water potential. OP is now termed as osmotic potential. And target pressure is what? एक मिनट, पेंसिल चार्ज नहीं आया, 2 मिनट का ब्रेक ले रहे हैं. मम्मी उठ जाओ. Let's go with the next part. So water will always flows from negative potential to less negative potential to more negative water potential. Now you need to learn this. This is very important. ये 2 मार्क का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि what are the factors that affect absorption. So the factors that affects water absorption is what it is. Capillary water should be there for absorption क्योंकि roots absorbs which water? Roots absorbs capillary water. So capillary water is essential. Rate of water absorption is maximum at soil temperature. So if the water is at soil temperature that is 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, it would be maximum absorption you will see. High concentration of solutes in soil water reduce the rate of absorption of water. क्योंकि पानी को अगर मूव करना है तो सोल्यूट जो है वो सॉइल में कम होना चाहिए. पुअरली एरेटेड सॉइल, सॉइल में ज्यादा एयर मतलब एरेशन बोले तो स्पेस नहीं है, पोर्स नहीं है. Increased transpiration accelerates the rate of absorption. When there is more transpiration, rate of absorption will be increased. Plasmolysis, what do you mean by plasmolysis? When a cell loses its cytoplasm is known as plasmolysis and it occurs due to exosmosis. तो exosmosis in a living cell when placed in hypertonic solution. एक लिविंग सेल को जब आप हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन में रखोगे, मतलब दिस इज अ सॉल्यूशन. ये एक बीकर है, इस बीकर के अंदर हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन है, इसके अंदर एक सेल है. तो जब एक लिविंग सेल को आपने हाइपरटोनिक सॉल्यूशन में रखा है, मतलब यहाँ वाटर कम है और सॉल्ट ज्यादा है, तो वाटर विल मूव फ्रॉम द सेल टू द आउटसाइड. दिस इज नोन एज, दिस विल कॉज द cell to lose its plasma. So during plasmolysis, protoplast of cell shrinks and recedes from cell wall. Thus, the cells becomes flaccid. In a plasmolyzed cell, the gap is developed between the cell wall and the protoplast. This gap is filled by outer solution. So in plasmolyzed cells, TP target pressure, that is wall pressure, is always zero. When such cell is placed in hypertonic solution, endosmosis occurs, making cells turgid. This is called deplasmolysis. In a fully turgid cell, target pressure equals to osmotic pressure. Now, path of water across the cell. So for the path of water across the root, मान लो ये रूट है, तो रूट से पानी अंदर जाने तक के पूरे प्रोसेस को कहते हैं पाथ ऑफ वाटर अक्रॉस द रूट. तो इसके 2 पाथवेज होते हैं. इट हैज 2 पाथवेज, एपोप्लास्ट पाथवे एंड सिम्प्लास्ट पाथवे. दिस यू हैव टू लुक इन डिटेल, राइट? तो आई विल बी रीडिंग दिस. Now this 2 definitions you will read and that's all for this path of water across the root, that is from epiblema up to xylem in the stilla region. So it is, you have 2 pathways of water movement from the root hair to the xylem. This is apoplast. Apoplast movement is what? Apoplast and symplast. So what is apoplast pathway? This definition you'll remember. When some amount of water passes across the root through the cell wall. When some amount of water passes across the root through the cell wall. देखो, can you see this? This water is moving, not going into the cell. ये water पूरा cell के अंदर घुस नहीं रहा है. It is moving across the cell wall, across the cell wall, right? So when some amount of water passes across the root through the cell wall and the intercellular space of the cortical cells of root, it is then called apoplast pathway. This pathway occurs up to epidermis. When water passes across from one cell to another living cell through plasmodesmata, this is called, then it is called Simplast pathway. Next, we'll talk about mechanism of absorption of water. Three ways, two ways mode of absorb water through beds from the soil into the plant. The drive so driving force for the radiator. What happens? Rapid transpiration creates tension in the xylem vessel. जितना transpiration means loss of water from the cell, but tension creates tension. This tension is transmitted to the xylem, and consequently, water is pulled up positively, passively. During passive absorption, no ATP is required. Obviously, the rate of respiration is not affected. In active absorption of roots. Root cells plays active role in the absorption of water. The driving force is the root pressure developed in the living cells of the root. Active absorption occurs usually at night when transpiration stops due to closure of stomata. रात में होता है absorption जब transpiration stop हो जाता है due to closure of stomata. As water absorption is against the dPd gradient, there is expenditure of energy. Active absorption may be of two types. It could be osmotic and non-osmotic. Osmotic absorption, a gradient of dPd develops from the cell of epiblema to pericycle due to activity of living cells of root. As the process is continuous, यहाँ पे एक हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर डेवलप होता है जिसको रूट प्रेशर कहते हैं रूट सेल्स में. दिस रूट प्रेशर फोर्सेस वाटर फ्रॉम पेरिसाइकिल टू जाइलम एंड देन अपवर्ड्स टू द स्टेम. नॉन ऑस्मोटिक absorption में such absorption requires an expenditure of energy released during respiration directly. Poor supply of oxygen retards water absorption. Now we'll talk about translocation of water. Water, how it will move from the xylem from bottom to leaf. The transport of water with dissolved minerals from roots to the aerial parts like stem and leaves against gravity is called what translocation or ascent of sap कहते हैं. So how do this occurs? मतलब पानी जो है वो नीचे से ऊपर लीफ तक कैसे जाता है, ये कैसे होता है? तो इसके लिए you have two theories. You have root pressure theory and capillary theory, right? इसके आंसर्स आप डाइजेस्ट से प्रिपेयर करना. रूट प्रेशर थियरी एंड कैपिलैरिटी थियरी मैं एक बार रीड कर देता हूँ आपके लिए. So what is root pressure theory? According to this theory, the activity of leaf consciously proposed When a stem of potted above the soil by a sharp xylem sap is seen, अगर आप ना एक स्टेम को potted plant के स्टेम को थोड़ा सा soil से ऊपर काट दें तो you'll see xylem sap is seen flowing out or oozing out of the soil from the cut end. This is exudation. Exudation at the cut end of the stem is a good proof for the existence of root pressure. Root के अंदर pressure होता है. As water absorption by roots is constant, and continuous process, a hydrostatic pressure is developing in the living cells of cortex of root. This is termed as root pressure. Root pressure seems to be largely an osmotic phenomena and its development is an active process. The value of root pressure is 1 to 2 bars, which is enough to pump water to height of 110 to 20 meters. This is important. The factors like oxygen, moisture, temperature, and soil, salt, nutrients, etc., influence the root pressure. Now, what are the objections that we make or limitations of the root pressure we know? So, although ascent of sap takes place due to root pressure, there are certain objections raised, such as it is not applicable to plants taller than 20 meters. 20 meters से ऊपर plants में क्योंकि एक से दो बार ही pressure बनता है तो ये applicable नहीं है. Ascent of sap can also occur even in the absence of root system. अगर root system नहीं है तो भी आपको ascent of sap दिख सकता है. Root pressure value is almost nearly zero in taller gymnosperm trees. In actively transpiring plants, no root pressure is developed. जो plants ट्रांसपिरेशन कर रहे हैं उसके अंदर रूट प्रेशर डेवलप नहीं होता, सक्शन प्रेशर डेवलप होता है. रूट प्रेशर नीचे से होता है और सक्शन प्रेशर ऊपर से होता है. Xylem sap under normal conditions is under tension. That is, it shows negative hydrostatic pressure or high osmotic pressure. Next is capillarity theory. What does this theory states? According to this theory, physical forces and dead cells are responsible for ascent of cell. This theory was put forth by Boehm ने propose करा था. Wick dipped in oil lamp showed capillary. बोल रहे हैं विक मतलब बत्ती, जो अपने दिए में बत्ती लगाते हैं हम कॉटन की, उसको विक बोलते हैं. Wick dipped in an oil lamp shows capillarity due to which oil is raised upwards. The conduction of water in a straw dipped upward is raised to a certain height because of capillarity. The height due to which water is raised depend on the diameter of the straw. Capillarity is because of surface tension and forces of cohesion. ये important है. Cohesion is what attraction between like molecules, and adhesion is what attraction between unlike molecules. Xylem vessel truncates with its lumen is comparable with straw. Water column exists because of combined cohesive and adhesive forces of water and xylem wall due to capillarity. It is because of capillary water is raised or conducted upward against the gravity of few millimeters. The objections for the capillarity theory are objections for the capillarity theory is capillary tube must be continuously and completely hollow. Capillary tube जो होना xylem वो completely hollow होना चाहिए from one end to other end, but tracheids in the xylem vessel shows closer end walls. Closed end walls दिखाते हैं उसके are closed. The lower end of capillary tube, that is xylem, must be in direct contact with the soil water. However, there exists a barrier of root cortex between xylem and soil water. तो root cortex का barrier होता है. Narrower the capillary tube, greater is the height to which water column is raised. The taller trees should have xylem vessels with narrow lumen. However, in nature में the tall tree shows xylem vessels having wider bore, जिसके openings is more wide. Conduction theory, which is transpiration pull theory, which is water conduction. ascent of sap in plants. It was put forth by Dixon and Joly. Cohesion and tension, adhesion, and transpiration pool. Cohesive force is strong force of attraction between water molecules. Between water molecules. Strong force of attraction between water molecule and lignified wall of lumen is called adhesive force. Due to this combined cohesive and adhesive force, a continuous water column is developed in the xylem up to right from root up to the tip of the topmost leaf in the plant. Transpiration pool. The transpiration pool developed in the leaf vessel is transmitted down to root and thus accounts for the ascent of sap. Right? What are the objections or limitations of transpiration pool theory? For transpiration pool to operate, water column should be unbroken and discontinuous. However, due to temperature fluctuations during day and night, gas bubbles may enter in water column, breaking the continuity. This mechanism assumes that tracheids are more efficient than vessels as their end walls are supported with water column. However, vessels are more developed, evolved than tracheids and are more efficient. If plant is smeared with Vaseline in order to stop transpiration, then the ascent of sap occurs. Ascent of sap also occurs in deciduous plants that have shed off their leaves. और लीव्स नहीं है ट्रांसपिरेशन नहीं है फिर भी वहां पे एसेंट ऑफ सैप दिख रहा है. ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ मिनरल आयंस में आप डायरेक्टली याद रखना. नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ऑफ फूड. फूड का ट्रांसपोर्ट कैसे होता है. तो द पार्ट वेयर फूड इज सिंथेसाइज्ड इज कॉल्ड सोर्स. जहाँ पे खाना बनेगा उसको सोर्स कहते हैं. एंड वेयर इट इज यूटिलाइज्ड इट इज कॉल्ड सिंक. So this movement of movement of food from one part to other part is called translocation of food. Path of translocation: food is to be translocated to longer distances in higher plants. Hence, plants must have adequate channel for the transport of food. Sieve tubes and vessels are structurally ideally suited for longitudinal or vertical translocation. The ringing experiment structure and distribution of phloem, chemical analysis of phloem sap uses and use of isotope C14 clearly point out that phloem tissue is responsible for the flow of food in the longitudinal downward direction. Food is always translocated in the form of sucrose soluble form and always along the concentration gradient that is from source to sink. The transport of food occurs in vertical and lateral direction. Vertical translocation कैसे होगा? In vertical translocation, food is translocated downward direction from leaves to stem and root that is sink. It also occurs in upward direction during germination of seed, bulbils, corm, etc. Upward translocation also occurs from leaves to growing point of stem to developing flowers and fruits situated near the ends of the branches of stem. So this is upward direction and this is downward direction movement. Lateral translocation, it occurs in the roots and stem when food is translocated from phloem to pith is called radial translocation and from phloem to cortex is called tangential translocation. Transport of food through phloem is bidirectional. Right. Mechanism of sugar transport through phloem. तो mechanism क्या है? Several mechanisms theories like diffusion, activated diffusion, protoplasmic streaming, electroosmosis, pressure flow, etc. are put forth. But the most convincing theory is Munn's pressure flow theory or mass flow hypothesis. Ernst Munch क्या कहते हैं? Propose that photosynthetic cell synthesize glucose, hence its osmotic concentration increases. तो लीफ के सेल्स में ऑस्मोटिक कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ जाता है क्योंकि वहां पे ग्लूकोज बना है और ऑस्मोटिक कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ने की वजह से एंडोस्मोसिस होता है. ड्यू टू एंडोस्मोसिस पेंसिल गया 2 मिनट रुको. Due to endosmosis. अरे यार pencil आगे कहाँ गया यार? Due to endosmosis, water from surrounding cells and xylem is absorbed. The cells become turgid. Due to increase in target pressure, sugar from photosynthetic cell is into the stomach कम हो जाता है. Exosmosis होता है. Water in the root cells is lost to the surrounding cell, thereby the turbidity of the cell. Turgor pressure is lowered, hence a turgor pressure gradient is developed from sieve tube in the leaf to the root cell. So is talk about transpiration. Plant absorbs water constantly, continuously. Hardly 5% of total water absorbed by roots is utilized for the cell. Remaining 95% water becomes surplus, which is then lost into the atmosphere through its aerial part. Hardly 1% of surplus water is lost in the form of liquid, and 99% of surplus water is lost in the form of vapor. So the loss of water in the form of liquid is called guttation. जब आप स्टेम को काट देंगे उसमें से थोड़ा थोड़ा पानी ooze out होने लगेगा, उसको आप guttation कहते हैं. It occurs to special structures called water stomata or hydrothotes. The loss of water in the form of vapor is called transpiration that occurs through leaves, stem, flower, and fruit. Most of the transpiration occurs through the leaves, called foliar transpiration. The actual water loss during transpiration occurs through three main sites. एक्चुअल ट्रांसपिरेशन कहाँ से होता है? तीन मेन साइड से होता है, क्यूटिकल्स, स्टोमाटा एंड लेंटिकल्स से. According to three type of transpiration are recognized with cuticular, stomatal and lenticular. First is cuticular transpiration. Cuticle is a layer of waxy substance, cutine, present on outer surface of epidermal cells of leaves and stem. Cuticular transpiration occurs by simple diffusion and contributes 8 to 10% of total transpiration. Cuticular transpiration occurs throughout the day and its rate is inversely proportional to thickness. Lenticular transpiration. Lenticels are small raised structures composed of loosely arranged complementary cells. Each lenticel is a porous tissue consisting of cells with larger intercellular spaces. In in the periderm of the secondarily thickened organs and the bark of woody stem and roots of dicotyledonous flowering plants. Lenticels are present in the bark of old stem and pericarp of woody fruits but are absent in leaves. Lenticular transpiration contributes only 0.1 to 10, 1 to 10, 1.0% of total transpiration. Stomatal transpiration. Stomata are minute apertures formed by two guard cells and accessory cells. They are located in the epidermis of young stem and leaves. Leaves generally show more number of stomata on the lower surface. Depending upon distribution of stomata on leaves, leaves are categorized into three types, namely epistomatic on epidermis, hydrophytes में होता है, example lotus. Hypostomatic on lower epidermis, xerophytes में होता है, nerium. And amphistomatic, both surfaces पे equal stomata. Stomatal transpiration occurs only during daytime. 90 to exception desert plants. 90 to 93% of total transpiration occurs through stomata and that too during daytime only. You need to learn about the structure of stomatal apparatus. The typical stomatal apparatus consists of two guard cells, stomata, and accessory cells. Stomata are minute elliptical pores. Stomata are minute elliptical pores bounded by two kidney or dumbbell-shaped guard cells. Guard cell is a type of epidermal tissue which may be classified called as modified epidermal parenchyma cells. They are kidney-shaped in dicot and dumbbell-shaped in grasses, as you may see. You need to learn the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग ऑफ स्टोमाटा इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय टर्गर ऑफ गार्ड सेल्स। तो स्टोमाटा खुलेगा या फिर बंद होगा, ये किस पे डिपेंड करता है? टर्गर प्रेशर ऑफ गार्ड सेल्स पे। ड्यूरिंग डे टाइम गार्ड सेल्स बिकम टर्जिड ड्यू टू एंडोस्मोसिस। डे टाइम पे गार्ड सेल्स टर्जिड हो जाते हैं एंडोस्मोसिस की वजह से। टर्गर प्रेशर इज एक्सर्टेड ऑन द थिन वॉल्स ऑफ द गार्ड सेल्स। जब आप इन सेल्स को देखोगे तो बाहर वाला आपको देखो थिन वॉल्ड दिखेगा, ये देखो बाहर वाला लेयर थिन वॉल्ड है और अंदर वाला थिक वॉल्ड है। तो थिन वॉल्ड, outer thin walls of guard cells being elastic and thin lateral walls are stretched out due to kidney or dumbbell shape, inner thick walls are pulled apart to open। बाहर की तरफ प्रेशर लग जाता है और अंदर के वॉल्स जो है वो पुल हो जाते हैं। ड्यूरिंग नाइट टाइम गार्ड सेल्स बिकम फ्लैसिड ड्यू टू एक्सोस्मोसिस। फ्लैसिडिटी क्लोजेस द stomata almost completely. Endosmosis and exosmosis occurs due to diurnal changes in the osmotic potential of guard cells. Different theories are proposed to explain diurnal changes in osmotic potential. According to starch-sugar interconversion theory, during daytime enzyme phosphorylase converts starch to sugar, thus increasing osmotic potential of guard cells, causing entry of water, thereby guard cells are stressed out and stomata widens. डे टाइम पे स्टार्च जो है वो शुगर में कन्वर्ट होता है और शुगर जो है स्टार्च में नाइट टाइम में। ये जान लो। नाउ विल टॉक अबाउट एडवांटेजेस एंड डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ ट्रांसपिरेशन। ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है आपको। इट रिमूव्स एक्सेस ऑफ वाटर। सिर्फ ये चैप्टर 3 मार्क का है तो आप देख लो कि वन लाइनर और ऐसे 2 मार्क वाले क्वेश्चन इसमें ज्यादा आएंगे। It removes excess of water. It helps in the passive absorption of water and minerals from the soil. It helps in ascent of sap. As stomata are open, gases exchange required for photosynthesis and respiration is facilitated. It maintains turgor of cell. Transpiration helps in reducing temperature of leaf and in imparting cooling effect. Disadvantage: excessive transpiration leads to wilting and injury in the plant. ज़्यादा transpiration हो गया तो leaf जो है वो wilt कर जाएंगे. It may also lead to death of the plant. Transpiration is a necessary evil. For stomatal transpiration to occur, stomata must remain open during daytime. When stomata are open, then only gases exchange needed for respiration and photosynthesis occur. If stomatal transpiration stops, it will directly affect productivity of plant through the loss of photosynthetic and respiratory activity. Hence, for productivity, stomata must remain open. Consequently, transpiration cannot be avoided. इसीलिए Curtis has regarded this transpiration as a necessary evil. Right, we've done with the topic. इसमें से मेन मेन चीजें आप वन लाइनर्स और 2 मार्क क्वेश्चन आप डाइजेस्ट से प्रिपेयर करें प्लीज। कोई डाउट है? ईरम जताश्री, रिदा, एनी डाउट्स यू हैव? रूही चौहान, ताहा,
No,
एनी
sir.
डाउट्स सर? फिर हम मीटिंग क्लोज करते हैं।